The One Fund Boston was set up for people who lost limbs or, in many cases, even loved ones during the marathon blasts. It's collected nearly $65 million so far.
People donated from all over the country for this, but tonight a local woman is sitting in jail. She's accused of stealing $500,000 from that fund. Police say she made up a really sad story about suffering a brain injury, and she wasn't even in Boston that day. If you're asking who would do this, police say here's your answer. Whether it was in shame or to try to hide from the cameras, Audrea Gauss lowered her head the moment she walked into the courtroom. The judge wouldn't let us record audio as the 26-year-old was charged with stealing nearly $500,000 from a charity set up to help the victims of the Boston Marathon bombings.
It's just a shame. I mean, that's just too much.
On this scorching hot day she was arrested, Gauss took even more heat from people living in her own neighborhood.
It's sad. You know, a lot of people was hurt.
Neighbors I spoke with say they don't know her, and they don't want to know someone who would steal from victims of this tragedy.
By defrauding the One Fund, Audrea Gauss was stealing money from the real victims of the marathon and from thousands of people across the country who had given so generously to help them.
Authorities say she forged convincing medical records to go along with her claim of a traumatic brain injury.
She claimed in her claim that she had head bleeding and bruising, brain injury. She was on medication, she had memory loss, 24-hour home care support.
And the charity bought her sob story, sending her a check for $480,000. Police say that woman who lived here on 9th Street in Troy had big plans for a new kind of life. They say she went to the bank, took out $375,000 in cash, and stuffed it all into a brown paper bag. Then she took that bag full of cash to a local builder and asked them to build her a brand new house. The Massachusetts Attorney General's office eventually gets tipped off. Not only was she not injured during the blasts, she wasn't even in Boston for the marathon. Police call it clear-cut theft, a crime cutting deep into the hearts of everybody who lost something on that day. Now, Gauss has been in trouble before for fraud and forgery. She's due back in Troy court on Tuesday. It isn't clear tonight when she'll be extradited to Massachusetts to face charges there. Police do plan to recover all that stolen money and give it to people who are truly deserving.